Sup, yo? This is a little bit different. I'm now streaming on Kick, and I'm just gonna do some little things to get my rested experience down. As you can see, my whole level is filled with it. So let's do a little grinding. Now to figure out exactly where I want to grind. Probably Barrens.
Until you've looked down on the world from the back of a wind rider.
So I'm just trying something out because it looked like an interesting option. And that's why I'm here. Instead of on Twitch. See how it works out. I got a tuna sandwich. I normally keep things quiet. And very chill, with some music in the background. And I probably will watch this VOD back just to be sure that what I'm dealing with. And look for ways to improve overall. Alright, first order of business. Got this. Waited around a bit in town, just for the hell of it. Hoping for a world buff or two. But I should be fine. I'm only going to grind to the next level while collecting all the cloth I can from whatever I'm farming. So anyway, effectively I am in a kind of challenge with this character and others on this server that I have access to on this account. First, if one character dies, I need to prepare that character to be benched and then play a different one next time. I don't delete the character because I need to come back to them next go around. Second, I need to make one of every character I can, considering class and faction, for variety's sake. Third, I need to quest and explore the world in order to level up with any one of these characters while they are active, and only while they're active. Level appropriate quests will be banned when playing on benched characters, so to speak. However, gray quests are pretty much free and clear, so Who really gives a fuck about those? And this character here is currently benched. But there are some caveats to what I can do with her, aside from keep her in a city and keep her crafting, right? Currently she is level 12 and can't craft better than silk bags, which I need better than silk. So I came up with another caveat to this challenge, and that is number 4. I can go out and grind mobs for materials freely if they are gray mobs to me, or until I run out of rested XP if they are not gray mobs. It gets a little complicated. But it has to be in places I've already been, or, well, already been during the challenge. Could be on other characters, could be on this one. And the active character can basically do anything at once, or anything I want with it, until they die. And then they get benched. And then we repeat the cycle. And then we just play through our entire roster of characters, one after the other, continuing to play, die, bench a character, get another character, until I've run out of suitably unique characters to create. And that's where the cycle comes in. Number 5, when I have played every possible unique combination of class and faction in my roster of characters for the first time, I need to cycle back around to what I played first and play through them all again in that order, more or less, as active characters for questing and exploration in general. And I started with Warlock on Alliance. Yeah. However, during the process, I can also go into my benched characters and do this kind of grinding piecemeal, but only at one level at a time. And only when the rested XP holds out. Otherwise, I fail the challenge, and I don't want to do that. But mostly, I do whatever the fuck I want, and change the rules as I see fit. So none of that rule setting actually mattered to anybody. Least of all myself. Anyway, we get to sit around, listen to chill music, and talk about bullshit. That's all this is. I've recently gotten back into World of Warcraft Classic, as you can see. It's not normally what I do. But hey, it's fun. To me, at least. I don't know if it's as fun to me as it is to watch for you. But largely, I don't care how fun it is for you to watch. I just hope that what I'm doing will be noticed by somebody who may or may, well, who may like it and give me a follow. And maybe watch again. because it's more fun with other people. More or less. At any rate, we're just here to gain one more level and probably equip my next wand, which has been a sticking point of mine. Now, as far as the profession level requirements, I'm not too worried. I'm just here to gain one level today. Oh yeah, and if a benched character dies during this process, it's no big deal. They stay on the bench in their own spot, right? Yeah, they are pretty much exempt from being benched again at a different spot. Yeah, I'm not too good right now. Jeez. Alright. Fine. You win. Let's flee. There we go. Get my guy back up. Also, I block the in-game chat because Baron's chat gets too saucy sometimes. So does my guild. Guild is Krusty Krab Pizza. And they kind of have an unspoken policy of no political chat, which sometimes gets violated anyway. And I've had bad experiences with guilds that invite all kinds of unsavory folk, and hasn't really come back to me in the form of any ban to my streaming accounts, but I don't want to take the chance. And that garbage is just garbage anyway, and I don't like it. Very crude, very crass talk about sex and the like. Not my deal. It's not in one of my interests to talk about that kind of stuff. I don't know. Anyway, I'm mostly farming linen because I don't know, it's something to do that requires a bit of grinding, and the level of this character is kind of low for anything better, so it's a whatever type of situation. So far, my alliance characters are higher level. and generally have more resources than the Horde ones, because I had yet to arrive at a kind of anchor character until my druid, which was my third character? Horde side? Or was it my fourth? I can't remember. Probably my third, if I ever remember anything properly, which I don't usually. And also I have a sixth rule. After a certain amount of streamed days of one active character, I could bench the character. Why? Because I want to experience more than just one character's toolset, okay? And I want to explore the world as something else every now and then. And in that sense, I had to retire my Alliance Hunter in that fashion. So I won't be coming back to them in quite a while as an active character, but I did recently grind their rested experience back down to a manageable level, so they're not losing out on more of it. So effectively, I change the rules whenever inefficient leveling is the experience, because that just bothers me on a subconscious level. And losing out on rested XP is a pet peeve of mine. So here I am. So anyway, this is a readout of just how much rested XP has been accumulated. And the bank alts are exempt. Anyone named bank of something is a bank alt. And I generally do not give a fuck about their leveling well-being. Annoying ass dog. Of course the pet's dead. The pet always dies. Sometimes. When I'm doing multiple things at once. Yeah, I don't have drain life yet, so this gets a little hairy every now and then when I'm grinding things at my level and not below. Let's go chill out over there, because why not? A Jambaya. Jambaya. Jambaya? That's what I got. We don't really care, because this doesn't enhance any of my casting abilities. So fuck them. And of course, this is my classic fricking Enchanter Tailor character. Trying their best to get more cloth of a kind, while also trying their best to get up to level 20 so they don't have to be so restricted with what they can craft. and how far they can push their professions. Unfortunately, during a freak Voidwalker acquisition accident, she died in Skull Rock. And I was stupid enough to think that Skull Rock was the way to do things, when in fact I could have done Tearsfall Glades, did the Undercity version of the same quest so much more easily. This entire challenge is to encourage me to take risks, unlike during a hardcore playthrough. Because in here, you don't lose your characters when they die. No. You just have to forego playing them again after the cycle comes back around. And that's no big deal to me. This is effectively the least challenging, quote-unquote, challenge ever conceived. Basically just playing like a casual that doesn't like to die. And then calling a certain class garbage and then moving on when they do die. Not if, when. Just a casual that likes to give up on character after character a lot. Which I was at one time, but not since doing hardcore a little bit, which, well, instilled in me many practices that are not necessary in this. So you'll see me using a guide, a survival guide in the bottom right, as opposed to a speedrun guide, just because I don't want to die. I don't like when my characters die. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. So, I don't really know if I'm going to make kick a consistent thing, or do multi-streaming eventually, but right now I cannot multi-stream because my computer is a potato. And the bandwidth would probably melt down my router. I don't know. I think my video card would give up the ghost before the router, though. So here I am, streaming on Kick, on what is effectively my streaming day off from Twitch. So I figured, why not? Because I was bored enough. And generally not giving a fuck. Just setting things up with icons and banners and other imagery. and thought to myself, hey, I might as well do this kick thing today. And not have any expectations going in, like I do with most of my streams. At least nowadays. I used to have big expectations for this shit, but not anymore. I've come to grips with the fact that I don't have potential as a streamer. Not more potential than the most popular streamers on any one platform, even Kick. So, I just do it for fun. And I do whatever the fuck I want to do. Doesn't matter what the viewers want. It's what I want. I want to play a random game, I play a random fucking game. I want to lose my current audience, I'll lose my fucking current audience. I don't give a shit. But I will play a game. And that will be a game I enjoy. And I'm thinking maybe I can go back to streaming a little bit of Earthbound, because there's apparently this this hack that sort of revamps the game a bit, and I'm curious. Probably also play a bit of Mother, the prequel to Earthbound. In pretty much the same fashion, hacked all to hell. Because I haven't done that all the way through yet. Not ever. But I played Earthbound all the way through many, 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 many times. I don't know what the scene is for any of these games on Kick. Largely, like most, I don't give a fuck. So how about we all tune in and not give a fuck together? Bigger number, better person? Not quite. Also, I should probably test something out while I'm live. Okay, well that doesn't work. I have this Twitch chat overlay thing that I sort of configured a widget in it to attempt to work with Kick and show chat on my screen no matter what is being played at the time. But no, that doesn't really work at all. I'm gonna have to figure something else out. So if anyone says anything in chat for Kick, I'm probably going to be ignoring it because I can't frickin'... I don't have a second monitor. Not a good one, anyway. Although I could prop up my phone. That's monitoring chat. like I used to do before I found this app for Twitch. Think of the most jank streaming setup you've ever heard. And give that a slight uptick for what I have. It's very low mid-range. The most extremely mid streaming setup in the whole universe at this point. Extremely mid. Can't even multi-stream with this. But hey, at least you can broadcast in 720p. Instead of 480p. Anyway, welcome to the show. We doing the random bullshit for the lols. I like to do voices sometimes. Pull up a chair, etc., etc. Or don't. I'm not your dad. And this VOD is probably going to get uploaded to my YouTube as a half part to the series I'm on, which is just playing through World of Warcraft until one or all of my characters reach level 60. With the aforesaid restrictions from earlier in this stream. And I like to call this challenge the Alt Shuffle Challenge. And I've already fully shuffled my every possible character combo. And it's all set. So it's not going to change going forward. And it's not exactly randomized either. It's just pick my favorite class first, Warlock. Then pick my two least favorite classes, Paladin and Priest, put them on the bottom. And as Shaman is a counterpart to Paladin in this version of the game, I've lumped them together into the same group, more or less. Anyway, we did the thing. The thing is done. Let's go back to Orgrimmar. Razor Hill, fuck that. But I don't want to move it because that's part of the guide. And when this character is active again, I'm going to want to continue that guide. Because I'm someone who can't think for themselves when the whole world is my oyster. So I'd rather have someone else think for me and create a guide. That's how this works. All I can manage to do on my own is pick up a couple quests along the way and do them heedless of the guide, or grind my freaking character's face off.
My Wind Riders are trained to fly quickly through the hot Baron's air.
That's it. That's me. That's my playstyle. I don't have enough self-determination to look at the world and pick whatever I want. Pick whatever I want to do at the moment. No, I gotta be efficient. And to be efficient, I need to know things. But I don't know things. So I go to the sources of other people knowing things and basically just grab all their shit and use it for myself. It's just how I do. Anyway, level 13. Which means I get to use a greater magic wand instead of lesser. Absolutely fine. And the stream isn't quite done yet, even though I did reach my goal with a tiny bit of rested XP to spare. All part of the plan. No, I just want to showcase what I've been working on behind the scenes. And how much shit I have left to do in this challenge. For all you new kick people. To peruse and tell me I'm doing it wrong. I know I'm doing it wrong. There is no way to do it right. Because I made this fucking shit up off the top of my head. Nobody curates my own thoughts. Not even myself. I can do that later. Anything else to store? Not really. Put that on. And I cannot disenchant that because it's crafted by enchanting. And if you could do that, it'd be an exploit. Okay, what? Right, Bank of Bald gets my consumables. Kinda. Get that out of here. Okay. I think this gal's had enough today. Back out my character select. So, I have 3 bank alts for various things, right? Bank of Null is my alliance side auction house engineer kind of thing, and also quest item holder. Well, purchasable quest item holder. Mainly the cooking materials and all that jazz. Bank of Noms is my alliance side consumables bank alt. Bank of Nails is my equipment, bags, trade goods bank alt on Alliance. And then we have my original main, which was a gnome warlock who died valiantly or invaliantly, I don't really know. And then we scrolled down past all this freaking other Alliance garbage. Bank of Bonk is my Horde counterpart to Bank of Null, Auction House, quest items. Bank of Bald, consumables. Bank of Bins, bags, equipment, trade items, right? Then we have the character I just played a bit of. So I went from this gnome warlock, benched him, then I went to this orc warlock to play her actively. And then she died, and then I benched her, right? I'm swapping back and forth between the factions as I go. And then after this warlock, I went to this warrior. Then after this warrior, I went to this rogue. And then after this rogue, I went to this hunter, whom passed with flying colors and came all the way to the other end of a whole week of streaming for me. I take 2 days off from streaming, so it's 5 days I stream. Mostly, unless I'm absolutely bored on the 2 days I have off, which I was today, thankfully. So I can showcase this shit. Anyway, and then after the hunter was retired, benched due to time constraint on his playtime, more or less, we went into the druid, and the druid became basically the anchor of my horde side things, right? Pretty good. And then after the druid died, she did die, we went over to this mage, and that's where we are currently with our active character. Yep. And then we'll pick up the mage tomorrow on Twitch, if you're interested. I don't know when I'm going to make the full transition to Kick. It depends on how well this stream does. In retrospect, maybe, although I might just say fuck it and go to Kick anyway. Because Twitch is a dumpster fire of political controversy, and I don't like that shit. I just want to play games. So in the end, we have plans. Plans that may or may not come to fruition. Well, anyway, after this gnome will come my shaman. So put him there, right? So this guy has not been started yet. Still level 1. Still not really doing anything. And then after that, I do my Alliance Priest. Also not doing anything right now. Also fairly pristine. And then after that is my Tauren Warrior, which is here. And then it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Right? That's the basic gist. And then it's my Human Rogue, and then it's my Orc Hunter. Then it's my Night Elf Druid. Then it's my human... No, it's my Dwarf Paladin. No, wait. No, then it's my Troll Mage. actually. And then it's my human paladin, or dwarf paladin, rather. Not human. And then it's my undead priest at the bottom. And then once this one's done, via death or being benched for any other reason, I go back up here and play my warlock, my first warlock again. And then it just cycles back on itself, as it was. Just swapping the factions back and forth, and generally having a good time with guilds. I am currently in 2 guilds, 1 for each faction. And that's kind of the whole point. I pick the most fun guild I can possibly conceive of and then go with it. And so far I've got 2 meme guilds, which is Onions Have Layers for Alliance, and Krusty Krab Pizza for Horde. So yeah. Oh yeah, and my bank alts are not actually part of those guilds at all. Because I don't believe in adding bank alts to guilds ever as a good idea. So yeah, this is the guy I put all my consumables on. Food, potions, elixirs. And yeah, that's pretty much the stream. Just me fucking around in World of Warcraft for random ass reasons. Enjoying chips. At any rate, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow if you feel like coming to watch me again sometime. As always, more to come. Later. Bye-bye.